That's so interesting. I wanted to ask you too. We brushed over it, at the Mandalay Bay. The first time you fought in the States was on the Bernard Hopkins undercard versus
Yes.
Ronald Wright, and in an iconic venue, the Mandalay Bay. What was that experience like in comparison to
Was
fighting in
amazing.
Venezuela and fighting in
Yeah,
Japan?
was amazing because I remember when I was a Korean man. No, before the May event, Bernard Hawking in that moment, right? So I remember when the guy of the ring, the announcer guy, he said from Barinitas, Venezuela, but living in Tokyo, Japan. I love that feeling. That gave it to me a lot of adrenaline, and
Yeah.
and and I never forget that moment. The training was, about fight. That process to training to be a world champion is hard because it's a lot of sacrifice, more than 2 months. It's a lot of training, it's a lot of team. But when you training in good way, when you made that amazing training campaign, no matter what happened, you cannot lose the fight. When you be ready, mentality and physical, you cannot lose a fight. You cannot thinking too much about the country, the opponent or the fan. I never be worried in that moment. The only thing what I remember was my positive mentality. I want to be a world champion. I don't care if this guy was more than 3 times world champion. I want to kill this guy. So, and that was my amazing feeling because I was amazing training campaign in that moment. That's why I made amazing fight.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
very hard to
And
have
then-
that balance, because
Yeah.
I remember all the fight, all my fight, like after the weigh, when I lose the weigh, when you finish the weigh and everything like that, before one night before the fight, when I be in the bed before sleeping, a lot of feeling come to my mind, bad thing, positive thing. I need to working with myself. That's why I play golf, because I need to working with myself. I need to find it with myself. If I make mistake, it's my fault. It's the same in boxing. That's why golf and boxing is a little similar, because it's more mentality than physical. Physical, you can train every day. Like you can train very well, but if your mentality is not the good, no, it's not the good line, good position, you can lose the fight.
Yeah.
So, but I remember so many good feeling in that fight.
Wow.
Right.
And then in 2008, you vacated your title and you moved up to super featherweight.
Yes.
What was the thought process in making that decision for your career?
Because my way was very hard to lose weight in that moment when I was a champion in featherweight, and I made the decision to go up because I cannot lose weight, and I was super young. I think 22 years old. I think so in that moment.
Right.
So my body is going bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's very hard when you lose too much weight. You cannot be the same. Look what happened with Ryan Garcia the last fight. So he don't make the weight because maybe he cannot feel the same feel. He cannot be good. When you lose too much weight, you lose everything. You lose balance.
Yeah.
You lose stamina. You lose everything. So that's why I made the decision to be up to 120, and then natural, my body was more bigger and more strong, and I moved to 135. So that was my best. My best weight was in 135, but that was natural, all natural.
Wow. And now you have some of the best combinations in boxing history. Was there something or someone who influenced you to fight with such, beautiful finesse and combinations?
I think it's because all the experience what I take from a lot of coach, a lot of boxer, I make so many amazing sparring in my career. I made more experience in the gym than fight. I'm training. I was training with in that moment with Marco Antonio Barrera from Mexico. I was with Manny Pacquiao. So I take so many amazing experience in the gym. That's why my style was different. I make amazing. I training. I was super focused with the tempo, with the timing. I remember when I sent the jab up, jab down, and the right hand is coming up. So because I was in the gym all the time, the same training. You know why? Because the Japanese mentality is like that, super picky. You know, a lot of
detail.
Yes, that's why I take that team. Plus the experience of the coach, the physical training, the boxer give it to me.
Wow.
Make sure to listen, follow, and subscribe to Empire Boxing on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.